Raw 12/8/25, your amplified review is about to begin. A show that started off with the most uneventful, the most boring Gunther promo you could ever draw up, and a show that ended with LA Knight literally being squashed by not just Bronson Reed and that ultimate tsunami, but being squashed by World Wrestling Entertainment, not just behind the scenes, via Hunter Hearst Helmsley's punishment of LA Knight, but on screen to end Raw. LA Knight destroyed. LA Knight finally, it looks like his 2025 has come to an end. A year, just like the last 3 years, that has been filled with nothing but Hunter Hearst Helmsley ruining this dude. LA Knight has to think, damn! Did I screw Stephanie and not know about it? To receive this booking! We'll talk all about it. And the Usos are no longer in singles competition. Once again, back in the tag team division where they belong. It was confirmed via Yeeterman in a promo last night. After, of course, they put down the babies and stopped dancing for a damn minute and started acting like it was a pro wrestling ring and not a Chuck E. Cheese. But Yeeterman confirms that they are once again in the tag team division and just going for tag team titles. What this means, this may seem like a small victory, but it is monumental. Hunter Hearst Helmsley, Paul Levesque McMahon was forced to take an L. As stubborn as he is, somebody, maybe a Nicholas Khan, maybe an Ari, maybe Mark Shapiro, maybe it was his father-in-law, smacked him upside the dome piece. But they finally said, dude, enough with this Jey Yeeterman experiment. Everything has went backwards. Your ratings have fallen off into the toilet. Our sellouts that we were bragging about even last year are down nearly 45%. Everything went backwards, and Yeeterman, your constant push of this tag team twin is a big reason why we have fallen off. So finally, Hunter Hearst Helmsley admits, I failed. The Yeeterman experiment failed. This dude who tapped out Gunther hoisted up a world title victory at WrestleMania, and he's ending the year talking about going for tag team titles. Because they found out the hard way. All those fans that are dancing and yeeting and everyone that's bringing their babies, literal infants, to Monday Night Raw, that doesn't make up your biggest demo. The biggest demo is the ones not paying the money to show up to this garbage. That's the ones you have to try to get back. That 18 to 49 demo. You have to try to get them to start enjoying and being captivated by this product so that maybe they want to start spending the money to show up to these dumpster fires. So this was a big first step. We'll talk all about it, and I have a lot to say about it. Scooby-Doo, get the mystery machine ready, because the Masked Man was all over this show, because that's what Helmsley does. He had no star power. Where's Roman Reigns? Not on this show. Where's Jonathan Cena? Not on this show. Where's Brockton Lesnar? Not on this show. Where's CM Punk? Not on this show. Where's Cody Rhodes? Not on this show. So then you had to take the guy who you had tap out on Friday. He had to be one of the biggest parts of your shows, didn't he? LA Knight had to be your big star on the show. He was the biggest face on the show. And the Masked Man was your big storyline. You talk about a bust. Survivor Series was a bust. A massive fail. Yet another massive fail in a string of massive fails of Helmsley's 2025. Worst booker of the year. Worst booker I've ever seen. Hunter Hearst Helmsley, Paul Levesque McMahon. But he doubled down last night. The Mystery Mask Man was on this show a couple of times, doing absolutely nothing. But that's Helmsley's toddler style of booking. There's a reason he books to the 0 to 12 demo. It's because all he has is a toddler mentality. So he puts everybody in a mask, and it's a real whodunit. It's the only, quote, story that he knows. Is it Gable? Is it Kaiser? Is it Sky Blue? Who knows? All you need to know is it's the Americano, and he's a grande. And you'll find out another day. Who attacked Jade Cargill? Who? Who attacked Jacob Fatu? Who? He doesn't know. Who attacked CM Punk? Who got Rey Mysterio and LA Knight last night? Who cares? Who cares? This has not just become a kid show. This has become a really bad kid show. Saturday morning cartoons were awesome when we were 0 to 12. As adults, you cannot have your entire company resting on the same tired, exhausting, nauseating quote story of mystery man, mystery attacks, who done it, who is it? There's only so many times we're going to pack up the mystery machine and go on another wild Scooby-Doo puzzle mystery. Enough! This is not fun. It is exhausting. This is not entertaining. It is nauseating. This show is pathetic. And we're going to go over it top to bottom, start to finish, beginning to end. I am going to detail every moment of this show so you understand this isn't a hot take. I am dropping truth bombs. These are facts. Let's skyrocket this Raw 12/8/2025. The show started with Gunther, the guy that won the final to this stupid Cena tournament. Didn't just beat LA Knight in the final, tapped LA Knight out. LA Knight, the guy whose entire character is anti-authority, anti-establishment, beat to his own drum. I do not quit. And Helmsley had him go out there and quit. Helmsley has LA Knight talk a lot, but he never allows LA Knight to back it up. In fact, a half an hour before he had LA Knight tap out on Friday Night SmackDown, a half an hour before the match, Helmsley had LA Knight in a backstage interview where LA Knight said, losing is not an option. Losing is not an option, but a half an hour later, not only am I going to lose, I'm going to quit. And he has LA Knight slamming his hand into the canvas. I quit. You don't come back from that type of booking. I hope you understand that. LA Knight was annihilated on Raw last night. Completely destroyed. Because at this point, it's common knowledge. It is public knowledge that he is being punished. So Helmsley's like, we might as well put it in the show now. Right? We'll try to confuse our fans. Maybe they'll think it's all a storyline. No, it's not. Trust me when I say he's just being punished, guys. I wish I could tell you this is leading to something really cool. He's going to win the Rumble, Beasley. He's going to win a world title at Mania, Beasley. Wishful thinking. It's adorable how there's still so many fans that are looking at the glass as half full instead of half empty. They're being optimistic that LA Knight will still get his time. They don't like him. He is currently being punished. Just like Corey Graves just was for speaking out on this company. Just like Karrion Kross. And he got Das Boot This is what we're offering. We're not giving you a penny more. We actually want you out the door anyway because you speak up for what's right. You tell us what we're doing wrong. We can't have that. And oh, by the way, you're getting over organically. We can't have that. So we'll get rid of Karrion Kross. We'll put in Aleister Black and Zelina Vega. That's the new Kross and Scarlett. That's what this company does. Under Hunter Hearst Helmsley, it's even worse. You speak out of line, the punishment is swift. I wish I could tell you this is all leading to something really good. No, it's not. 3 years this has been going on with LA Knight. You think it magically changes now? You don't come back from that type of booking anyway. When you book somebody so badly for 3 straight years, not even a Royal Rumble victory and a World Heavyweight title win at WrestleMania is going to make up for it. It's not. It's a start. I'll absolutely be on board with it. But you'll never forget him just tapping out and quitting in the middle of a ring on a SmackDown to Gunther. You'll never forget that. And we know that as evidenced by Gunther's tap out at Mania. We cannot get that out the dome piece. He tapped out to Jey Yeeterman on the grandest stage of them all with the biggest prize on the line. And he just taps out to a dude that's last seen a gym back in 1998, maybe. You don't forget that type of booking. A few months later, he's got Pat McAfee, a commentator, in his choke. And Pat's taking a nap. Pat's like, I don't need to tap out. I can take a nap. This ain't nothing. But LA Knight, he's got to tap out. And then Gunther's gone for a few months. Then he comes back, he wins a couple matches, and all of a sudden he's John Cena's final opponent. Nobody cares! There was a time where Walter was feared. Walter was special. Walter, yeah, he damn right, he's the future. There was even a time when Gunther had all the makings to be something badass. Helmsley has done everything underneath the sun to ruin Gunther. But of course, against LA Knight, he's going to be Super Gunther. Yank back the neck, even LA Knight's going to tap out. Now all of a sudden, Gunther is going to be the guy to beat John Cena. The guy who couldn't even beat Jey Uso. The guy that tapped out to his own choke to Jey Uso is going to somehow beat John Cena. But that's what they want you to believe. This booking is not just ass backwards, it's detrimental. Because that's what happened on Friday. I hope you guys understand that, man. Gunther's win, Gunther's tap out over LA Knight, was less beneficial to Gunther and much more detrimental to LA Knight. But to bring it full circle, Gunther starts this show off. All right, here you go. You could have had a really badass storyline between Cena and Gunther. Cena was there on Raw, Madison Square Garden. Cena was on Raw, Boston. Cena was at the Survivor Series. And instead, you chose to do this stupid tournament where there's no heat at all between Cena and Gunther. None. Like, at all. So now you have to have Gunther go out there because you know you don't have Cena last night, and Gunther has to try to sell this in 4 nights. 4 days! And he's got to sell this. So this is where Helmsley literally just gives up. All right. Same thing he told LA Knight to. This is what Helmsley does all the time backstage. He's like, we got no time anyway. No time. You know what we'll do? We'll just send Gunther out there for 4 minutes. Just say you're going to beat John Cena. Well, that's riveting. Can't wait for this now, man. Gunther won a tournament in which we all knew he was going to win even before it started. Months before the tournament was even announced, we knew Gunther was going to be taking on John Cena for his last match. But we had to wait 2 months for this tournament to finish, when we could have been getting a really good story between the two. They can't be bothered to care about what they're giving us. Can't be bothered. So here's Gunther last night. I wasn't expecting anything. I knew Cena wasn't there, and I knew they were not going to do anything special. They're not going to do anything to sell this matchup at all. So Gunther literally said Cena is the greatest of all time. And that Saturday night main event, I'm gonna retire him. Whoa! You're showing up to beat him? I thought for sure you were gonna show up, get the finger poke of doom, lay down, look up at the lights for Cena real quick. Give him the ultimate homage. You're the greatest. Let me just give you one last victory, champ. But you're just going to lay down for Cena. So you're going to show up and you're going to beat Cena? Well, I'm so damn glad we got this interview time. I'm so damn glad they gave Gunther the opening promo of the show. Because that was it. So many of you guys don't watch this show. You just listen to BC's review. That's what happened. His music plays and he just walks to the back. Fans were yawning when they took a break from being silent. True story. You saw fans yawning during and after this promo. Well, that's a problem, not just because Gunther's the guy who's supposedly retiring Cena like he did Goldberg. He just tapped out LA Knight and people are yawning. But it's also a problem because the show is just starting. And this crowd could not have been any more bored. They're yawning. Great start to the show, said no fan that actually watched the show. And this is what happens when you botch these characters, when you botch these wrestlers and their matches and their finishes and their booking in totality. This is what happens. There's no reason we should even be trying hard at all to try to get Gunther over. If you book this dude, even semi-decent, he'll take care of the rest. Only if you butchered his booking would you get this result where nobody cares, they're yawning, and everybody's going, this is stupid. Gunther as Cena's last opponent does nothing for anybody. Even Cena's father, John Cena's father, said, hell no, I don't want to see Gunther versus John Cena. That's Cena's father, man. I'm not even done. Check this out. And then wrestlers arrive to work, right? We cut to the back and wrestlers are showing up to work. It's great. It's great, man. It's good to know. Good to know everybody's shut. There's, who's that? Liv? Yeah, what's up, Liv? Hey, there's the New Day coming in. They got, who's that? Lyra and Bayley. They have their coffees. That's always a plus. I don't care if you're going to show up late to work. You're going to make sure you got your coffees. If your boss is yelling at you for being late, the line was big at Starbucks. What can I tell you? No coffee, no worky. That's BC's motto. Wake up, drink coffee, do stuff. Wrestlers arrive to work. A Cena retirement video package plays again, the same one we've been seeing for 2 weeks now. Just the whole tournament and Cena narrating it. When I thought about my last year, I thought, I want to give the same opportunity that a gold medalist once gave me. Shut up! We've seen it! That's how you're starting the show? The same tired old video package. And then we see Oba Femi front row. And we just have a graphic that's hyping up Cody Rhodes versus Oba Femi for Saturday night's main event. So that's something you put in the middle of the show or a little bit later. Again, not right at the beginning, man. You're just showing Oba front row. And all of a sudden a Cody graphic pops up. What does this have to do with anything? Cody's not even on Raw. He wasn't a part of the show last night. They're just like, we just made this matchup on Friday, and we ran out of time. Saturday night's main event is this Saturday, so we just gotta kind of get this. We're gonna squeeze this in there real quick, if you don't mind. Sorry, Iyo. What was that first match? Iyo versus Kari, right? I think they were already in the ring, too. And they just went to commercial while they're in the ring. And then when we came back, we still forgot about Iyo and Kari because we were just showing Oba, and then we went to the whole selling of Cody and Oba. But that was your first 25 minutes of Monday Night Raw. And there's people, there's, quote, fans, I use that very loosely, that are going to try to sell you that this is a good show when BC is telling you facts. Let's just look at the first 25 minutes of this show. Gunther comes out, says absolutely nothing other than Cena's the greatest and I'm going to retire him. Whoa, thank goodness, goosebumps. I can't believe how good Raw is. Gunther's the man. What a promo. If that promo didn't get you jacked up, fans were yawning, everybody was silent, people were sitting down, sitting on their thumbs. I don't know what they were seeing or hearing, man. This was Gunther. This was an energetic, amplified promo, said nobody ever. You saw Gunther start this show with a whole lot of nothing. You went to a Cena retirement video package that we've already seen 13 times. You saw wrestlers arriving to work, and you saw a graphic for Cody Rhodes versus Oba Femi. And that is 25 minutes of the start of Raw. Yeah, this show sucks. When I say those words, they are impactful, meaningful, factual. Because it's the truth. The show sucks. That is 1/5 of your entire show. And you could wipe your ass with it and put it in the toilet with your morning shit. And as aforementioned, Iyo Sky and Kari Sane in the ring as the opening contest. Iyo would defeat Kari via the over-the-moonsault pinfall. Rhea Ripley was beating up Asuka during the finish of this matchup. And then post-match, Iyo jumps into the arms of Rhea like they're lovers. No, seriously, that relationship is beyond cringe, man. It just makes Iyo look so weak, so bad. Like Rhea is literally her mommy. It's very odd. We've spoken about it extensively on this channel. Many images that I've showed you guys and things we went over where it just seems like their relationship, I don't know if they're trying to do like a Tony Storm, Shirakawa type thing that they do in AEW. Where the relationship is beyond, quote, just friends? Or no, they're just really close friends. I mean, I've heard and I've seen girls be so close they're, quote, like sisters, right? And their bond is so tight and they're real touchy-feely. But this just seems beyond touchy-feely. I mean, I've never seen women like this that didn't do extracurricular activities. I mean, if you've seen Iyo and Rhea and how touchy-feely they are, man, it's weird. I mean, Iyo just jumps into the arms of Rhea. What we called that back in the day, guys, is a hug. I don't think Tube is going to like that word. But that's what we call that, a hug. When you just jump into the arms of the other person like that, your legs wrapped around them. And they're holding you, looking at you into your eyes. I don't. If this was like 1 or 2, 3 times, all right, they're just really close. But I mean, we've showed you guys dating back to NXT days where they've been like over the top touchy-feely with one another. And it gets to the point where you absolutely have to question what's going on here, man. Next up was Raymond Mysterio. No idea why. I'm pretty sure WWE has no clue why. They're just like, go out there. We're going to try to do something with Logan, the Masked Man, and LA Knight. So if you can go out there for a minute, then we'll have you hit the showers and you can be on your way. Thanks for showing up. Raymond Mysterio for BC. You want a hot take? It shouldn't be hot. This is just a fact. This dude has not been relevant all of 2025. He hasn't been relevant since they inducted him into the Hall of Fame. That dude was done filthy by the company. He was nowhere near retiring. But because they had nobody else, Batista decided I don't want to do it. And because he was in some silly storyline with his son, Dirty Dom Mysterio, they're like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if you go into the Hall of Fame? We can even use it as part of the story. It was barely used as part of the story. Rey goes into the Hall of Fame, and that's it. When this dude retires, he doesn't even have that to look forward to. He deserved a part of time after he's actually retired to go off for a year or two. Appreciate the business in a whole new way, so when he comes back, he gets a whole new realm of fan appreciation, all the adulation. He gets to soak it up. No, he'll never get that opportunity. While he's an active, very active too. It's not like he told WWE, hey, next year I'm retiring. No, he went into the Hall of Fame and he told WWE, hey, I'm going to wrestle for a few more years, just so you know. It's all right. We're going to put you in now. And what has this dude done all year long? I see Rey Mysterio come out. Guys, I'm past the, oh, Rey's a good dude. So much respect for Rey. Even today, and at his age, he's such a good wrestler. Okay, I don't feel anything anymore. There's no emotion. Other than boredom, I see Rey Mysterio come out through that curtain, and no joke, I just want to catapult myself into traffic. WWE has no play. They just brought this guy out there. I don't even know if he was supposed to have a match. I don't think WWE knows. Logan Paul just comes out and hits him with brass knuckles, or attempted to. Maybe Rey got the upper hand. The Masked Man, Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? Got a new Masked Man for you. Here's the Masked Man. He just takes out Rey Mysterio. Now all of a sudden, so he had an issue with CM Punk or whoever that was in Survivor Series War Games, the faces. Now all of a sudden he stomps Rey Mysterio, and then he just runs away. Runs away. Why do we care about who cares who it is? Oh no, he delivered a stomp. Nobody over the age of 12 anyway is going to believe this is Seth Rollins. So why are they stomping everybody? Are we supposed to think it's Seth Rollins? And what are you going to do? This is all going to be the biggest letdown. Is it going to be Austin Theory? Oh wow, please see, it's his time, man. This is so cool. Yeah, Austin Theory's in the vision. This is going to be an epic, man. It's going to be a bunch of six-man tags with Breaker, Reed, and Austin. Or maybe Logan, Reed, and Austin. Austin Theory. Nobody cared when Austin Theory was with Grayson Waller. That was a tag team. You're going to care about him in six-man tags? Or tagging up with Reed? No. The wrong channel if you think we're going to geek out over Austin Theory, bro. We want the best for him, absolutely. I said when he defeated John Cena and Helmsley ruined him afterwards, Cena put Austin Theory on a silver platter for Helmsley. Said, here you go. I took an L for this dude. Make him something special. And Helmsley's like, yeah, right. He just wanted to stick it to Cena some more. Same way Cena got annihilated by Solo Sikoa. And Helmsley put Solo on a 41-match losing streak after he annihilated Cena. It is clear Helmsley just wants to ruin John Cena every which way he possibly can. The whole retirement tour has been botched from top to finish. Helmsley. No coincidence. Just facts. So I hear you. Austin Theory this, Austin Theory that. I'm not going to geek out and act like WWE's problems are going to be solved thanks to Austin Theory being the Masked Man. Or they're finally giving Austin Theory a push, which I doubt is actually going to happen anyway. But all of this, the finish to the Survivor Series, and you're okay with it because it was Austin Theory under the mask, basically. Austin Theory versus CM Punk, basically. Oh, wow, riveting, man. Can I get Austin Theory versus Rey Mysterio again, too? Because he was the masked man and he stomped out Rey? And can I get LA Knight versus Austin Theory? Yes, please! WWE will so be back, man! These same geeks that go, Carmelo needs to get a push immediately. And do what? What? Helmsley doesn't know what to do with Melo, first of all. Second of all, you have to do it realistically. Melo is a very small dude. He just is. And as much as we want to say in today's wrestling, size shouldn't really matter, basically. A lot of the smaller guys are good. Of course. Of course they're good. A lot of them are even great. They're not larger than life. Everybody wants to scream out all these names before them have even gotten to the mountaintop. We gotta, as a community, try to get people like LA Knight there. On to the next. Constantly. Austin Theory now, Blazy. Austin Theory, it's his time. He's been there way too long. Hey, Blazy, wait, look over here. Carmelo, Blazy. Think I care about Carmelo? You think I care about Austin Theory right now? No! This company has 1 billion massive issues. It is deep into the toilet. Austin Theory being a masked man. Or Montez Ford being a masked man. Or Melo getting a world title. That shouldn't even be in a fucking conversation right now. But how easily we are distracted as, quote, fans. And as long as everyone's distracted and confused and everybody wants this person and so quick to move on here and everybody's fickle here and fickle there, Helmsley's like, all right, I'll continue to serve my slop and they'll continue to get in line for seconds. Rey Mysterio comes out for Logan Paul and the Masked Man to beat him up. And then the Masked Man runs away. And then LA Knight runs up. LA Knight, his music play. L.A. Not dan 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 dan. Dan 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 dan. L.A. Not dan 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 dan. Dan 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 dan. Okay, so here comes LA Knight. I'm thinking, what does LA Knight have to do? LA Knight just tapped out on Friday. Do you think realistically he would just be helping out random wrestlers? That's not LA Knight's character, man. I don't think... It is so frustrating because you see what Helmsley's doing. Now he's just ripping apart the foundation of the character of LA Knight. Now all of a sudden he runs out there just to help Ray Ray. I mean, he grabbed the microphone and he literally said that. He said, as if you couldn't tell, things haven't exactly been going my way lately, so when I see you disrespect Ray, I just couldn't stand back anymore. What? Sure you can. Gunther was out there at the top of the show. If you're really all heated, go out and talk some shit to Gunther, maybe. But no, you come out for Raymond Mysterio? And that sets up a Logan Paul LA Knight match for later in the night. What in the... What the fuck? What? LA Knight is somehow inserted into Rey Mysterio and Logan Paul. LA Knight has taken on Logan Paul at a WrestleMania, or no, SummerSlam 2024, I believe. I believe he took his US title. That was one of those times where Helmsley's like, listen, we're going to put a mid-card title on you, shut you up, shut your fans up, all right? That's the highest you're going to go in this company, so enjoy it, kid. Within 2 months later, he already had that strap off of him. But this was so, LA Knight had nothing to do with this. This is just Helmsley literally just going, I'm just going to do random things. Screw it. So we'll talk that match later on. That was basically your main event as they went to a stunt finish. They just destroyed LA Knight for the finish. So that's what I'm saying. They're taking a real-life punishment of LA Knight, and they're just trying to confuse a lot of the fans by going, see, it's on TV, so maybe this is all storyline. Maybe LA Knight is just, he's being booked so badly because he's being set up for something really good. Yeah, that's it. That's it. It's like for the last 3 years, right? And then Styles, AJ Styles, and How to Train Your Dragon Ball Z, Lee, took on the Viking Expedition Adventure Experience. These are faces versus faces. Tag titles on the line, by the way. Faces versus faces. That's all Helmsley does. Heels versus heels. Faces versus faces. And when it was all said and done, by the way, phenomenal forearm, Styles pins Ivar. Ivar, Icar, I saw star, I don't even care what it is. Ivar, is it a B, is it a V? Do I care? No. He loses, and everybody cheers for AJ and How to Train a Dragon Ball Z Lee. Who cared about the Vikings? Nobody cared about Vikings, man. They got totally crapped on. The fans just cheered, obviously, for AJ. They don't even care about Dragon Ball Z. They cared about AJ Styles, and that was it in this match. So why put the Vikings into that? Why show the entire world that nobody on earth cares about the expedition, the adventure experience, the damn Vikings? No, they call them now War Raiders. War Raiders. Yeah, that's who you want to go to war, man. If you want to lose every single war, add in the Raiders. They're Raiders, they're Vikings. What other NFL team? Hey, call them the Packers and maybe they'll start winning. Now, I have no idea in this matchup, by the way. I have no idea what the stupid dragon was trying to do. There was 3 attempts to pick up Ivar, Icar, I saw star. 3 different times he tried to put this big dude on his back. And each time he literally just fell awkwardly. The first time I thought it was just part of the match. Like, I'm going to try to lift him, but I'm too tiny. Because he is. He's like a micro machine. And compared to him, Ibar Star Varkar is he's like a Titanic. So at first I thought, okay, he's just being squashed. But the way he was landing, I'm like, no, dude, you could have hurt the guy. Could have hurt both of y'all. And then he tries it again and he almost dumps Ivar on his head. He almost dumped him on his head. Then he tried it again, and they both almost broke a hammy. Pulled a hammy. An Achilles. Snapped a kneecap. It didn't look good, man. It didn't look good. I don't know what this dragon was trying to do. I think he was actually supposed to lift him and perform a wrestling move. I think he was just too tiny and not strong enough. Anyway, nobody cheered for the damn Vikings. Good job, Hunter Hearst Helmsley. Good way to put them in that position. So freaking stupid. New Day comes out, and then the Usos come out. Now check this. That's right, you heard me correct. The New Day comes out, and then immediately the Usos through the crowd. Jimmy and Jey. Mid-Jim and Yeeterman. And immediately, Jey Yeeterman is trying to take a baby from somebody. He's ripping a baby away from him. The mom's like, oh, okay, yeah. So she throws the baby over. So he's yeeting immediately with the first baby that he comes across. I have to keep asking this because this is getting alarming, guys. This wasn't just once in a blue moon now. This is every single week. We're seeing literal infants. Not like kids, but like babies or fresh off from being what is that called? A toddler? Shouldn't they be at home in a crib? Shouldn't there be a babysitter if you're going to see WWE wrestling? Because that goes late into the night. Raw, for instance. On TV, it's not getting over till 10:30. You add a dark match. You're not getting out of there till about 11. Traffic, getting out of the arena. You ain't getting home till midnight, past midnight. Let's be honest. Past midnight. You got to get there an hour before show. Traveling there, you're talking 5, 6 to 12. How is a baby going to a WWE Raw? These parents are just and is that a ticket or do they just get in for free? These babies just get in for free, I'm guessing, right? I don't think because they can't get a seat. They'll fall through the seat. They're so tiny. So I guess they just sit on their mother. And what happens if they need a titty, right? For the milk. So do they just rip out so then I guess it would be like the Attitude Era when they used to just flash everybody. That happened, by the way. The women would just flash all of them. Yeah, we'd be there. Me and my buddies would be there. And we just look to our right, our left, behind us, in front of chicks just flashing left and right. It was great. But I guess in 2025, it's a different type of flashing, right? Gotta feed the kid. It's milky time. Here comes a titty. Like, these are, like, I'm entertaining, obviously. We're cracking some jokes, we're having a little bit of fun. But I seriously wonder, is that the best place for a literal infant, a baby, to be in? Guys, these are babies. Maybe if you're at Disney World, right, and they kind of waddle up to Mickey, they still look at Mickey like, what the heck are you? They're not processing it. They're too young. They can't process anything. They're just seeing this giant thing with these weird ears and a little smile. And then they start like doing some weird little dance and hitting the ears and smacking Mickey. I understand that, maybe. But going to a wrestling show, man, that's a lot for a kid. And again, there's no seat, I don't think, so they just get in for free, sit on mom's lap, or suck a tit. I don't know. But then, if they start crying, because I'm guessing they cry a lot throughout, I mean, that's what babies do. So now, everybody that's sitting around you has to put up with your kid crying. It's bad enough on a plane. There's nothing you can do. They have to travel. I understand you're hoping that the noise-canceling headphones are really noise-canceling. Because you got babies on a plane and you got a 5-hour flight. Good job. Put a baby on a plane. But I understand. Well, but you see, they have to travel. They have to be on a plane. Okay. Well, they have to be at the wrestling show? But you see, they couldn't find a babysitter. Is it? Or these days, is it, oh, maybe my kid will be on TV. If I bring my kid, maybe Jey will pick him up and they'll dance. It'll be a real-life Chuck E. Cheese. My kid will be on TV. Get a babysitter. Just get a babysitter. It's not worth it for your kid. They're too young to process who these wrestlers are, and if they start crying, everybody around you that paid a lot of money now has to listen to your kid cry. Babies. This isn't about this is about a show that we all grew up loving, a company, a product. It is in the toilet deeply. It is so bad. And this is what we do for 20 minutes every single show. We watch this moron dance with kids and now babies. Because that's what happened. They just danced. New Day's in the ring. Poor AJ Styles. The damn dragon is still out there. Who else was out there? Was the Vikings still out there at that time? No, I think AJ. Yeah, the Vikings just disappeared. You got to feel bad for them. Go out there, take an L, and then just hit the showers. AJ Dragon's out there. New Day's out there. And the Usos are just dancing. And they finally get to the ring. They finally put the baby down. They get into the ring. And they look at and I'm like, no, come on, man. Like, show AJ some respect. Show Kofi. Please don't do the, one more time with your stupid fingers, and then we have to do this another 2 minutes. Please don't do that, man. Just get to the promo. We've seen you dance. These shows are bad enough. The reason that the ratings are so low, last week they didn't even register. They didn't even register a rating. That's how bad it was. And Yeeterman is a big reason why. The 18 to 49 demo that was watching at home said, nope, this is not fun every Monday watching this guy dance for 20 minutes. So no, they still had him look at the camera and go, one more time. And there they go. They're dancing. The music's playing and AJ's thinking, where has my career gone, man? What am I doing? I have a tag title. I got a guy next to me. He's got a mask on. I got these two idiots dancing with babies. What's happening? After we finally got done with the dancing and putting the babies down and one more time and remix, once all that was over, Jey Yeeterman finally confirms he is back in the tag team division. Thank goodness. Come on. Round of applause, everybody. We did it, man. Hey, listen, it took a while. Helmsley, as stubborn as he is, maybe he finally had people telling him, dude, this was a catastrophic fail in 2025. You put the rocket on Uso, and it failed miserably. Our ratings, our numbers, everything went backwards. We had 45% less sellouts this year from last year alone. Almost 50% in 1 year less sellouts. Everything went backwards. We can't do this in 2026. Somebody said that because Helmsley was forced to put Uso back in the tag team division where he belongs. He's better with Jim. Mid-Jim is better with Jey. You can have them dance with do that out of the main titles. So he confirms that he's in the tag team division and that they're going to go for tag team titles. Thank you. You should have never been out of the tag team division. It was a really bad experiment from a really bad booker / promoter. Probably the dumbest dude in professional wrestling. No, probably. The dumbest dude in professional wrestling is Paul Levesque McMahon, Hunter Hearst Helmsley. The dumbest guy you'll ever come across. He knows nothing about wrestling. Nothing. He attached his big schnoz up the ass of Vince McMahon, and then when that was done, he attached it to Dusty Rhodes and William Regal, and he rode off their coattails and had everybody fooled that he knows what he's doing. Oh, but when you take over the main roster, be exposed pretty quickly. But the Usos are, once again, in the tag team division going for tag team gold. So if you're wondering, that means... And they brought up how they've already faced the New Day 8,412 times. So, yeah, that's what we need more of in 2026. Can we have more New Day versus Uso matches? And you'll get enough geeks that'll go to the arena and they'll cheer top to bottom for these matches. They'll start yelling, "This is awesome," within 30 seconds of the match. Meanwhile, the most of us are going, okay, we've seen this for so many years, so many times. Is this really where we are in 2026 when the product is this bad as it is? That's what we're going to get more of. And if you're wondering if the Usos are going to take the titles, which I see happening, I mean, that's probably where this ends. AJ Styles in Dragon Ball Z would be taking on other faces because that's what Jim and Jey are. Faces versus faces. And AJ and Dragon lose their titles to faces. Nobody wins. Heels don't get created in the moment. Heels don't get created in the situation. You have no attachment or emotion to faces because it's just four faces in there together. I hope you guys understand that psychology is completely crushed. It's ran over when you book this badly. This is why I call it detrimental booking to the talent and to the fans. But to the talent more than anybody. You are literally killing your own talent with booking like this. Because you're establishing nobody. I said that when was it the Judgment Day that defeated the New Day, heels versus heels? And I said, well, nobody wins there. You did nothing for Judgment Day. You crushed New Day even more. They were just in catering for the next 2 months. And Judgment Day was an afterthought anyway. And I can go on and on and on. Chelsea defeating Julia, heel over heel to win a championship. It happens all the time these days. And nobody can truly win, man. But at least we can celebrate. It's a minor celebration. Without any Yeeting, I can assure you. But a minor celebration nonetheless. The Usos are back in the tag team division where they belong. Don't take any detours in the future. Helmsley took his massive L. It's about time. Do better. Unfortunately, I don't think he's capable to do such. Next up, Stephanie La Lasagna. Whatever they call her, Nick, I don't even know. Stephanie La Lasagna Vaquer. Vacuum. She's interviewed. Nikki Bella comes out and says she wants a rematch. Raquel Rodriguez attacks Bella and challenges La Lasagna instead. So another heel attacks another heel. Raquel just took out Nikki Bella. What the world? You just out-heeled Nikki Bella. It's bad enough she lost. I mean, that's what should have happened anyway. Raquel defeated, what was that, Survivor Series? Of course, that's what should have happened. But you don't bring out Nikki Bella just to get beat up by another heel afterwards. And then Raquel gets in the ring and just challenges La Lasagna. So you thought you're getting a Nikki Bella rematch. Everyone's like, oh, again. And then Raquel jumps in. And I guess we're supposed to go, all right, that's better. Yeah, that's what we want to see. Raquel versus La Lasagna. Roxy pins Lyra Valkyria via Pop Rocks. And then Liv Morgan and Roxy share a hug. Not as awkward as Iyo and Rhea, though. Don't worry. But there's a couple cuties for you. Liv and Roxy, they're good buddies now. Everybody's got their good buddies in the women's division, right? Everyone's got their good pal. Bayley's got her pal Lyra. Alexa and Charlie, they're good pals. Iyo and Rhea, ooh, perhaps more than pals. And now Roxy and Liv. Everyone's palling up. And then Logan Paul defeats L.A. Knight via Frog Splash. The Masked Man with the assist. That's right. Second time in the night. First it was Raymond Mysterio. And then it was L.A. Knight who received a stomp. I think he was near the commentary table, so he got stomped on the commentary table. Then he was thrown in. The referee was distracted. Logan goes to the top. Frog Splash. 1, 2, 3. L.A. Knight takes another loss. There's no shock anymore. That's what I mean. The tap out just... I never use the word, that B word, buried in pro wrestling. You guys know I just don't like it because we use it too often and it's usually never used correctly. And even with LA Knight, I see a lot of people using that word and I still didn't want to jump on with that word. But there is truth to that. There is a massive part of LA Knight that was absolutely buried Friday. Because just like I said earlier, you'll never come back from that loss. Never. He can win Royal Rumbles. He can win world titles. He can win it at WrestleMania. And it'll be big for him. And hopefully we'll feel some type of way still. But we will never forget that and the feeling when he tapped out. I mean, to see somebody whose character is all about never quitting. Right? That's his whole character. He says this nonstop. It ain't going to get me to quit. So, try better. Do better. Because it ain't happening. And then you just see him quit. And it's like, oh, okay. Well, shit. And then you see him lose 1,000 times a year. I mean, at some point, your fans just get desensitized to it, man. And it just becomes, even if it's subconsciously, it just becomes second nature. It's like, yeah, LA Knight, yep. I'm not even, surprised that he lost right after he tapped out on Friday, that he's losing to Logan Paul. You don't care if it's a masked man that helped. You don't care if Tozawa came out, hit him in the nuts. You don't care if Eva Marie came out or Lacey Evans smacked him. You don't care about the excuses or who helped. You're just going to now remember LA Knight looked up at the lights yet again. You're not even shocked. It's sad. Helmsley doesn't like him. Helmsley's clearly going to botch him every which way imaginable. And so even if he does get any type of a push in 2026, it'll never be as big as it could have been. Because you did away with the fans' that feeling that they had with LA Knight. Any emotion that was attached, it's slowly more and more just become detached. And that's what Helmsley wanted. We just didn't want to give him the benefit of such. But after a while, subconsciously, it starts to happen. So you just watched LA Knight last night, and there was just no emotion. I probably should have been angry and all this. And I know, well, but you see, they're just putting it in the story now because they know it's public that he's being punished. So they're like, screw it. So they're going to try to confuse the audience and make everybody go, oh, this is going to lead to something. This is clearly a storyline. No, it's just him being punished, guys. That's all it is. He could show up on Saturday and help CM Punk win against the Vision because of what they just did to him. That's not going to make me go, oh, man, okay, LA Knight's back. Oh, this is awesome. Maybe he'll be in a tag match with CM Punk against the Vision. Oh, yeah, man. This is goosebumps. No, Helmsley has successfully ruined LA Knight. A big part of him absolutely buried. Don't let anybody try to tell you differently. That's what happens, guys. That's what happened to Gunther at WrestleMania, and that's why nobody to this day truly has that special feeling for Gunther anymore. It's going to take a lot more than tapping out LA Knight, beating John Cena, winning a Rumble, or winning a world title at Mania, the same place where you tapped out to Jey Yeeterman. You ruin wrestlers when you book this badly. So full circle, go back to LA Knight. He's looking up at the lights, and that's that, man. And I have no emotion. I'm like, yep, pretty much. I didn't see it going any other way. There was a part of me that was like, oh, watch him beat LA Knight somehow. Rey Mysterio will come out and help him. And I guess that's supposed to make us forget that he tapped out on Friday. Look, see? He just beat Logan Paul and his music is playing. LA Knight, dan, 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 dan. See, BC, everything's fine. He just won. So there was a part of me that thought, oh, maybe they're going to do something stupid and have him just win with Rey Mysterio's help. But then I thought better, and I'm like, no, he's still being punished, so most likely Logan's going over here. And then afterwards, if you guys are wondering, right, the masked man ran off again. That's what he did. The masked man comes in, he does a wrestling move, a stomp, and then he runs away. Whoa. This is invigorating. I just so enthralling. I can't wait to see Austin Theory or Montez. And then they just beat Rey Mysterio. No, nobody came out to help. Nobody. He helped Rey Mysterio earlier, and Rey was like, thanks, dude, but I'm out. I ain't helping your ass. Nobody comes out to help LA Knight, because LA Knight just got destroyed afterwards, man. Frog splashes by Bronson Reed. He took a spear from Braun Breaker. The look on LA Knight is just becoming a meme. He was a badass still in 2025, despite all this horrible booking. He was still like you could believe in the words he's saying. You could believe he's a badass. You know, he still had that feel. And now, man, the tap out meme, and then you see his face when he's getting speared. I mean, this guy. Or even after the match on Friday, when he's like, his head is against the LED board and he's holding his neck like he just took the whooping of a lifetime. It's like, what have they done to LA Knight? The spear photo is just, he's like, oh! That's what I mean. How the heck is LA Knight coming back from any of this? You guys know it ain't happening, man. You can have this dude win the Rumble and none of this is going to be forgotten. Helmsley is making sure of it. So then he goes to the bed, and then I guess Braun Breaker cuts a promo. Another good one. 2 weeks in a row that Breaker had the stick and delivers a really good promo. Says, hey, after I beat you, I'll take AJ as well. He says, after I beat you, take the world title, take everything. I might as well take AJ Lee. So that grew a gasp from the crowd. But anything would. You want to hear the geeks that were in attendance, man. If it wasn't the babies... It was straight geeks that were chanting one more time when Bronson Reed was splashing LA Knight. So LA Knight got a pretty damn good pop even last night, right? So, you know, they're cheering LA Knight. They're fans of LA Knight, supposedly. And then when Bronson is destroying him, there's geeks in the crowd screaming, one more time! One more time! So you're fans of LA Knight, but you want to see the dude get squashed. You're fans of LA Knight, but you want to see him get destroyed. Gotcha. Wow, you must be a joy at Thanksgiving. Around family and friends. They can really trust you. I love LA Knight. Squash him. Finish him. One more time was being chanted. What? And then you wonder why Helmsley feels he can book like this. Because there's enough, quote, fans that are willing to pay $10,000 for their ticket to just chant for anybody and everybody, no matter the situation. They don't care about storylines these days. Let's just be honest, guys. There are two separate fans in 2025 and going forward. Most of us in that 18 to 49 demo, because that's what it is, we want storylines, larger than life characters, things to make sense, meaning and purpose. And then there's the other fans. And yeah, a lot of them are too young, and they are just going to chant for anything and everything. They just want to see wrestlers do wrestling moves. They just want to see a lot of flips and dives and ooh and ah, and yell, this is awesome and you deserve it, to Max Dupree. They just want to participate. Maybe they'll get on TV. They have no idea the true art and psychology and fundamentals and foundation of professional wrestling. They have no idea, because Helmsley has tried to reinvent the wheel to cater to a direct simpleton. And they're more than happy to be the subject of simpletons. We'll be your sample size, is what they're telling Helmsley. And Helmsley's like, cool, get in line for seconds and thirds and fourths, because I have plenty of this BS stew to present to you, to dish out on the table. Because there's these fans that are showing up to these shows, they're okay with anything that Helmsley gives them. To a point. Helmsley is so bad, he even finds a way to get them upset, though. You guys see the tap out video. WWE uploaded the tap out from Friday. It's got more dislikes than likes by thousands. It is currently at 13,000 plus on the dislikes. It's just over 10 on the ups. Even the bubble fans, what I call the universe fans that always let Helmsley off the hook, they were once again furious. That makes like 27 times they were pissed off this year. That's when you know he's so bad at what he does. He pisses off even the ones that blow smoke up his ass all year. So anyway, Breakker cuts a good promo. And then we cut to the back because LA Knight is trying to get up. He's trying to stand up. Like, I'm not done. I'm not done. So let me get this straight. He tapped out. He quit on Friday. And now he's not quitting. He won't stay down. Helmsley's like, see? I can play him like a fiddle. He's quitting one night, but now he just won't quit. So then they go to the back, Reed and Breakker, and they just destroy... No, Logan Paul and Bronson Reed go to the back, and they just destroy LA Knight more. Put him through a table. They put him on top of a car. Bronson Reed climbs up to like a rafter or some box. I don't know. He's way up high. And Bronson Reed just leaps off and crushes LA Knight with a tsunami on the top of the car. Right on the roof of the car, LA Knight was laying in a tsunami. And that's how the show ended. Adam Pearce is screaming, medic! Medic! I need a medic! Medic! It's chaotic. LA Knight was literally squashed. So not just storyline or not just... So he's literally squashed now. I expect he'll... Only two ways they're going to go here. He's going to have a miraculous recovery and show up Saturday to help CM Punk if they don't want to throw the title over to Breakker. LA Knight will get some type of revenge on the Vision this Saturday, right? Miraculous recovery in just 4 nights. Or he's going to be written off TV for probably the rest of the year. Because they're probably like, all right, we have punished you so much since you held up that we don't want Jey Uso sign. We've damaged you so much that I think we went too far. So we're going to get you off TV and try to get people to maybe forget as much of this as imaginable. But yeah, it's clear that they wanted to show you that he's being punished because that was a big story since Friday. It's become very public that he is being punished. Everybody knows why. Everybody knows that it is Helmsley. Nobody else, by the way. There's other names being tossed around backstage. Guys, believe me when I say this is Hunter Hearst Helmsley that doesn't like LA Knight. Helmsley's the one that makes any final call. He has said this a billion times. It's nobody else backstage. And Helmsley just wants to book Knight this way. And that's become well known over the past several weeks, especially since Friday night. So they're like, all right, if everybody's talking about it anyway, the uploads we are putting up has more dislikes than like. They can't stand this decision. They're furious with us. Let's just put that into the story Monday. But they're not pulling one over, or at least not for the unit anyway. We see right through it. This isn't part of any story. This is nothing more than he's just being punished. Whether it's behind the scenes or they embarrass him in the ring, which they've been doing now for weeks, doesn't matter. The dude's not going anywhere. It's not leading to anything. And even if it does, sadly, Helmsley has ruined him so badly that it wouldn't even have the same effect. It wouldn't even have the same effect. You could try to book this guy pristinely in 2026. They've ruined him so badly that it will not resonate the same way. How sad is that? Doesn't mean you don't try. He definitely should be getting much better book in 2026, obviously. But unfortunately, the damage is It's beyond repair. And that's why Helmsley needs to be removed ASAP. He's the worst person for the job, and unfortunately, he's the guy who's got the job. Until next time, and there will be that next time, BC saying check you unit, salute!